not too many minutes ago. So Kim and I actually met way back in middle school, but until you've been touched by something like cancer with somebody that you truly love, you don't realize the strength, the stamina, the persistence of everything else that they have in your life and what you're gonna lose or what you could miss. But the thing, more than anything, brings you together, and it makes you realize that in many, many cases, even though the outcome isn't always the best, it's not always a death sentence, and it's not always negative. There's a lot of positive to come out of it. So with all that said, I'm going to introduce Kim, my wife of 34 years, and granny of 7 and mother of 3.
He's ready, so we're gonna start. I want to start by thanking Jody and Brian for asking me to share my story. I started a journal after receiving it as a gift from a close friend when I was diagnosed. It became an important part of my journey, sometimes writing about what I was going through, helped me digest everything. The saying on the cover became my mantra every day. Start each day with a happy thought, and I tried to keep that going throughout my journey. So now let's take a walk through my journal. February 6, 2017, I had a routine mammogram. Showed signs of calcifications, whatever that means. The doctor called and wants another mammogram and maybe an ultrasound. There was also an area in my lymph nodes that was questionable. February 14th, an appointment with my OBGYN for a routine visit. I saw the nurse practitioner. She thinks the lymph node could have been an issue since I had a cold and sinus infection when I had my mammogram. She doesn't think it's anything to worry about, so we scheduled a second mammogram and ultrasound. February 22nd, the second mammogram and ultrasound. After the ultrasound, the doctor came in and said there were 2 areas of calcifications and I needed to have them biopsied. He referred us to a surgeon. Still thinking it's nothing, we haven't told anyone. March 3rd, appointment with the surgeon. I had an exam, discussed the mammogram and ultrasound findings. He doesn't think it's anything to worry about either. Good thing, because Emma and I are heading to Nashville to see Lizzie, and then Tim and I are going to California for a conference and taking Amtrak back. I'm too busy for this right now. March 23rd, biopsy day. Let me describe what a stereotactic breast biopsy is like. I'm on a table, face down. My right breast is in a hole in the table. A mammogram is engaged on the breast under the table, and 12 needle biopsies are taken out. You can't move, and I can feel every one of those 12 being taken out. They place titanium markers on the sample areas for future reference. Results should take a week. Still haven't told anyone because we still think, oh, it's nothing. March 27th. The surgeon calls and wants to change my appointment from the end of the week to today. Should I be concerned? Nah, I'm busy. Keep the Friday appointment. The surgeon calls back, can I come tomorrow? Now I'm getting worried. I take the appointment for tomorrow. March 29th, appointment with the surgeon. He tells us it's cancer. He is a fellow running and biking friend. And this is why he wanted to change the appointment to tell us as soon as possible. He wants to do an MRI to make sure the cancer hasn't reached the chest wall. There are 2 areas of concern, both in the milk ducts. Area 1 stayed in the duct, which is non-invasive. Area 2 was outside the ducts, which is invasive. The invasive area is what concerns them. He tells us an MRI could take a couple of weeks to get scheduled in Toledo. We begin praying for patients. On the way home from the appointment, we get a call from Toledo Hospital. They have an MRI opening in 2 days, not 2 weeks. God is listening. Guess it's time to tell our family and closest friends. Tim is my rock and makes all the phone calls. Tim asks if he can add me to the prayer groups at church. Being a private person, I say, okay, just don't tell him my name. March 31st, MRI at Toledo Hospital. Sitting in the waiting room, I feel so healthy compared to what I see around me. I'm determined that I'm not going to become one of them. I'm going to start running every day, doing sit-ups, lifting weights, and getting stronger before my surgery. In the MRI, I've taken Valium. I've requested Christian music. I'm on my stomach, right breast through a hole again, arms above my head, and have to lay there still for 1 hour. Time for more prayers for patients as we wait for the results. April 4th. As I'm going through all this, keeping it between Tim and I, we find out that our next door neighbor has just had a mastectomy at Cleveland Clinic. We meet with her and her husband to talk about our diagnoses. She's very open about what to expect and shows me her fresh scars. They share their story, doctors' names, and experience at Cleveland Clinic. I hope I can help others like this. There's so much to process. I thank God for my rock, Tim. April 5th. Meet with a surgeon here in town to discuss my options. The good news from the MRI is that the cancer is not spread to the chest wall. There is about 2 inches of fat between the two. My options are 1, a lumpectomy, which would be take out an area the size of a small tangerine and then chemo and radiation, or 2, a mastectomy with or without reconstruction. I don't want a lumpectomy. If they're gonna take that much, why not take the whole breast? And I really would like to avoid chemo and radiation. If I'm gonna have reconstruction surgery, I'm gonna have to go to either Toledo or Cleveland to a plastic surgeon. We choose mastectomy at Cleveland Clinic. We asked for an appointment with the neighbor surgeon, Dr. Grunfest. She is one of the top breast surgeons in the country. Told her it will take several weeks to get an appointment. We get an appointment for mid-April. On the way home, Dr. Grunfest's office calls. Can we come tomorrow? God is listening. April 6th, appointment at Cleveland Clinic with Dr. Grunfest. Physical exam, talked about our options. Since my mom had died of ovarian cancer, they would like to have a genetic specialist talk to us about the gene that links ovarian and breast cancer, BRCA1 and BRCA2. After consultation with the genetic specialist, I am sent for blood tests again. Results will take 2 weeks, again, for patients. Back to Dr. Grunfest's office to book the next appointment with her and my preferred plastic surgeon. Our appointment with her is in 2 weeks, but we can't get into the preferred plastic surgeon that I want until the middle of May. They find a different surgeon in Avon Lake for the end of April. Again, prayers for patients. We were at the Cleveland Clinic for 5 hours of appointments today. April 10th, 4 days after the Cleveland Clinic visit, still praying for patients, Dr. Grunfest calls to say the plastic surgeon in the middle of May is not acceptable to her. She got me into Dr. Schwartz, my preferred plastic surgeon, for next week. God is listening. Waiting on the BRCA genetic test still though. Tentative surgery date of May 9th. April 19th, genetic specialist calls. I do not have the genetic mutation. We need to decide if a single or double mastectomy is my best option. We choose double. I don't want to wait and see if the cancer comes back in the other breast. April 20th, appointment with Dr. Grunfest. We decide on a double mastectomy, not saving the nipples. Dr. Grunfest says that's best because of where the cancer is located. April 21st, appointment with Dr. Schwartz, the plastic surgeon. Physical exam, they take measurements, take pictures, discuss all of our options, showed us expanders and different implants. And this is the expander that they injected me with every week to fill out, to stretch my skin. And then that's the permanent implants that are in there. We decided on silicone implants, talked about how big. Being a runner, I said I wanted MB3 boobs. He's like, what? I said, MB1, I want new boobs. MB2, I want no bounce. I wanted to go smaller. And MB3, no bumps, no nipples. We keep praying for patients until May 9th. April 24th, while waiting for surgery, I decided I will write down 3 things that I am happy about each day to help keep me positive. Today I'm happy for, 1, I got to spend time with the grandkids. 2, I got to drive Tim's new truck, even though I couldn't figure out how to put fuel in it. And number 3, they are working on my poultry palace. And anyone that knows me knows I love my backyard chickens, and we have named their custom coop the Poultry Palace. April 26th. Tim and I went for a run on the trail. It was hot, 90 degrees. I feel great. I want to exercise as much as possible between now and May 9th, because I know that will all come to an end. Things I'm thankful for today. It was a gorgeous, sunny, warm day. 2, Tim and I ran 5 miles, and I did 100 sit-ups. And 3, visits from friends letting us know they are praying for us. April 29th. A quote I found today. Patience is not the ability to wait, but the ability to keep a good attitude while waiting. May 2nd. Tim is in Florida getting last-minute business trips in before my surgery. Had a little meltdown today, worrying about whether insurance would cover removing the left, the good breast. Made Tim make all the calls to the insurance company. My devotion today was about when I can't see a way to solve my problems, like worrying about the insurance, I hand it over to God. I said, okay, God, I'm giving it to you. Within minutes, Tim called saying everything was covered, surgery was go. Lesson there, worry less, pray more. May 4th, got my hair done today. Have to cover the grave for when Tim is going to be doing my hair. May 7th. Went to church and had dinner with the kids. They made me a prayer pillow. Inside, there are little papers, they wrote down prayers. Some were serious, like, Heavenly Father, wrap Kim in your loving arms, protect her, give her strength, give her courage. Some are not. I pray that your chickens survive while you're recovering. May 8th. Day before surgery. Long day of appointments at Cleveland Clinic. Chest x-ray, EKG, interviews with anesthesia, admissions. We spent the night in Cleveland. May 9th, surgery day. Check-in at 11:30. They took me back to pre-op and told us Dr. Grunfest was running behind, as she often did, because she was so thorough. We sat in pre-op for 5 hours waiting. Surgery started at 4:45 p.m. At 6:30, Dr. Grunfest came out and told Tim the lymph nodes are good. They only had to take out 3. At 8:30, Dr. Swartz, the plastic surgeon, came out to say I was done. Got to my room at 11:30 p.m. 3 things I'm thankful for today. 1, Tim and the kids were here. 2, the knowledge and skill of the surgeons. And 3, all the prayers and positive vibes from everyone. May 10th, day after surgery. I didn't sleep much, was woken up at 6 a.m. to 6 male surgical residents that needed to look at my chest. At 10 a.m., I was released to come home just 14 hours after getting out of surgery. I had drains stitched into each side of my chest and a surgical bra packed with gauze to keep me compressed. When we got home, I was exhausted and I went straight to bed. It was too bright, so I used my bra as an eye mask. I couldn't get out of bed by myself, was stuck in the bedroom for over an hour. My throat is dried out from the tubes during surgery, and I couldn't yell loud enough for Nurse Timmy to hear me. So I put in here, time to get a bell. May 11th, 2 days post-surgery. I need help getting off the couch and out of the bed. Stripping my drains is becoming the dreaded activity. I have tubing coming out of my chest, draining fluid into a bulb at the bottom. Several times a day, Tim has to strip those tubes to keep the fluid draining and to measure the output. We have named my new boobs, foobs, fake boobs. 3 things I am thankful for today. 1 is Nurse Timmy. 2 is flowers from family and friends. And 3, getting on and off the toilet all by myself. You gotta celebrate the little things. May 12th, 3 days post-op. Tim tried to put my hair in a bun today. Fail. I was laughing so hard that I was crying, both of which used chest muscles. Gotta love him, at least he tried. Tim had to give me a shower as I'm not able to raise my arms and I need to hold the drain collectors coming out of my chest. Thank goodness for shower chairs. A shower took 40 minutes and I'm exhausted. May 13th, 4 days post-mastectomy, getting stronger. Walked to get the mail and back, which is a half mile. Felt good to be moving even when I had to keep my arms from swinging and carry drain collectors in my pockets. I came up with a great idea. Pin my drains to my running belt. May 15th, 6 days post-surgery. 3 things I'm happy for today: the generosity of family and friends, getting my hair washed, and listening to the sounds of baby chicks in the backyard. May 18th, 9 days post-surgery, Cleveland Clinic today. Saw Dr. Grumfest. She says everything is looking good, doesn't think I'll need chemo, but she still wants us to see an oncologist for his opinion. May 19th, 10 days post. Appointment with Dr. Schwartz, the plastic surgeon. He took the drains out. Woo-hoo! There's over a foot of tubing inside each breast. I was injected with 30 cc's of saline into each expander. The needle was 2 inches long. It didn't hurt. I have no feeling in my chest anymore. But the look on Tim's face as they removed the drains and injected the saline was priceless. May 21st. Took a shower and washed my hair all by myself. Went to church and drove myself. Bad idea. Won't be driving again for a while. May 25th, 2.5 weeks post. CC, Cleveland Clinic Day, to get some CCs, saline. Got 60 CCs injected into each expander. Learned that Dr. Schwartz was part of the surgical team that performed a face transplant at Cleveland Clinic recently. I'm getting injections every week now to slowly stretch the skin. These expanders feel like bricks on my chest. May 27th, went camping for the weekend. Felt good enough at 2.5 weeks post-surgery to go on a hike. 3 things I'm thankful for today is getting exercise, campfires, and spending time with Tim and old friends. June 3rd, 1 month post-surgery. Walked in the Relay for Life at Connor Park. Tim's eyes were leaking a lot. I've seen him cry more during this adventure than in the last 39 years. After the walk, we went camping with friends in East Harbor. One of the friends is an oncology massage therapist. She showed me how to massage my chest to relieve soreness and lessen the scarring. 3 things I'm happy for today. 1, tears. God hears our tears. Sometimes tears are unspoken prayers. 2, friends that have helped us through this adventure. And 3, my support system. Not everyone has one. I'm very blessed. July, family beach vacation in North Carolina. 3 happy things I remember from this is 1, time with family. 2, making memories. And 3, the 4th of July parade. It was so hot, we joked that my foobs were boiling. July 13th. Next week is surgery number 2. They'll be opening me back up, taking out the expanders and putting in permanent implants. Today I ran 2 miles, back to doing sit-ups, picking up grandkids, and driving. Next week that all comes to a screeching halt. July 19th, 10 weeks post-mastectomy. Surgery number 2, Kim's version. My pre-op nurse was very calm. Back to pre-op at 6:15 a.m., surgery scheduled for 8:30. Tim, my rock and calming factor, sat with me until the last minute when it was time to take me back to surgery. Surgery should take about 90 minutes. They scheduled 3 to 4 hours in case of any complications. The man transporting me to surgery was named Tim. God is trying to keep me calm. He greeted every staff person we passed by their name, and when he left me outside the OR, he asked if he could say a prayer for me. Dr. Schwartz has me stand up so he can mark exactly where to place the implants. I walk into the OR and get up on the surgical table all by myself. Woke up in recovery, I feel great. Maybe that's the drugs. Ride home, had to go back to using the seat belt pillow across my chest and the arm pillows to keep my arms out, which my daughter made me chicken ones. and I had to go back to the dreaded surgical room. Surgery number 2, Tim's version.
I'm glad I wrote this because I have a hard time reading my own writing.
That's why I'm having him read it.
Wednesday, July 19th. Woke up at 4:30 to be ready to check in by 6. Someone is either excited or nervous. At 5, the "hurry, we'll be late" comment started. We were only about a 100-yard walk from where we had to go. We checked in and were quickly separated. After a few prayers and looking around at the people around me, the blessings God has provided us and having each other is even more evident. We're back together at 7 a.m. 8:30, separated. She goes with Tim. 10:40, Dr. Schwartz talks to me and says all is well. 12 noon, we're back together in recovery. I'm trying to delay leaving the hospital, as it is pretty scary. Leaving a mere 2 hours after 2 incisions 6 inches long have been closed. How do you drive in a city and highway traffic at safe speeds, miss bumps, slow acceleration, long stops to make sure things are comfortable? Well, under the speed limit and with a lot of patience. Expected to be home and on the last leg of the journey. After Kim is settled in, I went to get her drugs. One of the first people I see asks how she is and says she and her family have been praying. She also says what an inspiration Kim is. God sure has been generous. As I look at Kim sleeping, I realize just how blessed and lucky I am to be hers. It's easy to appear to be a rock to someone so special. Go to sleep wondering what tomorrow will bring and what I can do to help keep her comfy and challenged.
July 20th, one-day post. My ribs are killing me. I did some research. Your chest area and ribs share some tendons, muscles, and skin. My incisions don't hurt at all. I'm cut from under my arm to the middle of my chest on both sides. Taking Oxy every 4 hours to stay ahead of the pain. July 21st, 2 days post-surgery. No more Oxy. I woke up in the middle of the night with clowns chasing me. July 24th, my Facebook post today. Some post-op observations. Bedhead hair, don't care. Worn the same clothes for 2 days, don't care. Gauze sticking out of my bra, don't care. Binge watching Netflix, don't care. July 25th, 6 days post. Getting bored. It's hard to remember my limitations. I can't unload the dishwasher, the coverage is too high. I can't do laundry, the stackable dryer is too high. Can't watch the grandkids, I have lifting restrictions. July 28th, 9 days post. Appointment Dr. Schwartz at Cleveland Clinic. He says I'm healing great, pulled off some of the glue on my incisions. I was glued all the way across my chest. Still some swelling, still no lifting my arms up high. I can get rid of the surgical bra I wear, so I brought a sports bra along with my purse and I changed. Go back in 4 weeks. August 10th, 3 weeks post. Happy 32nd anniversary. We celebrated in Florida and finding out that grandbaby number 5 is due in February. August 25th, 1 month post-surgery. Appointment with Dr. Schwartz at Cleveland Clinic. Got the okay to start running again. He laughed when I asked if I could go hunting this fall. Don't have to go back until December. August 28th, 5 months from my cancer diagnosis. My Facebook post today. We, Tim and I, we're a team. Constantly hear that we are on people's prayer lists. Some of these people we know, some we've never met. These prayers have gotten us through months of doctor's appointments, 2 surgeries, new foods, and the healing, both mental and physical, through this adventure. Today, as I resume some normal activities like running and lifting grandkids that I took for granted before, I'm reminded of the power of prayer. Never underestimate the power of your prayers, faith, and love for others. September 13th, 8 weeks post-implants. Found out grandbaby number 6 is due in April. Scars are healing amazingly well. I'm using frankincense oil on them daily. My chest muscles are still extremely sore. September 24th, 9 weeks post-exchange. Ran the Komen 5K race for the cure in Toledo. I made Tim promise me not to let me walk. He held me to it. The whole family showed up to cheer us on in Granny Strong shirts. December, 6 months post-op appointments. Appointment with Dr. Grumpfest. My new normal is no mammograms, just physical exams with an MRI if there are areas of concern. Come back in 1 year. Appointment with Dr. Schwartz. Everything great. He laughed when I told him I did go hunting and I got a deer. Come back next year, he said. January 2018, 7 months post-mastectomy. I ran the Key West half marathon in 2 hours and 30 minutes. I beat Tim by 12 minutes. I have a medal on already. Yeah, Shannon ran with us too. February 2018, we find out grandbaby number 7 is due in July. March 2018. March 2018, started doing CrossFit. May 2018, celebrated 1 year cancer-free. Since my diagnosis and surgeries, 1, we have welcomed grandbabies 5, 6, and 7. 2, we've had family members diagnosed with cancer. 3, we've lost friends to cancer. 4, we started doing CrossFit 3 to 4 times a week. In November 2018, Tim and I and Blair competed in a CrossFit competition. Tim and I were in the old people division. In January, I went sailing in the ocean. Something that's always been on my bucket list. In February, Tim and I competed in a Spartan Tough Mudder competition. And just 2 weeks ago, went waterfall jumping in the Dominican Republic. That was not on my bucket list. I got talked into that. Closing, some things we learned on our cancer journey. Early detection saved my life. Don't put off getting a mammogram. I had 0 symptoms. Pray, wait, and trust. You never can say too many prayers. Pray more, worry less. Attitude is everything. And lastly, find joy in the journey. There's always something to be thankful for.